Tonight on the MTN News, a wild ride home.
They downplayed how severe that accident is.
A school bus plunges down an embankment near the Boys and Girls Ranch, injuring students. Also, use it or possibly lose it.
So this may be a dream that may not occur.
Why one state senator is trying to keep a state mental hospital for eastern Montana on track. And backcountry beauty. We're chasing waterfalls in the Custer National Forest in this week's Out and About. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. The future of a proposed state mental health facility is in limbo. Nearly 2 weeks after Governor Gianforte hit pause on the Eastern Montana project, state authorities face a deadline to spend the $26 million set aside. David J. shows us where things stand and how one state senator is trying to keep it on track.
It's on hold. So I am a champion that I believe that it will be a great plus for eastern Montana. And I do believe the best location will be Yellowstone County, wherever it's at. If it's on hold for a year or so, yes, we will. It will have to go into the next legislative session, and potentially we may not have money. So it may be a dream.
The dream was possibly to use this site on Skyway Drive in the Billings Heights to build a state forensic mental health facility. But plans changed and the future remains unknown. Q2 reporters asked for an update from the governor's office. We received this email saying the administration and the department are committed to working with all partners. Given the importance of this project and the need to keep it on track, that work is underway. Q2 also reached out to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for an update on the next steps. Its response pointed us back to the governor's office. A spokesperson stated, "I would suggest you consider that a joint response from the governor's office and DPHHS because we work very closely together as part of the executive branch of state government." Governor Gianforte says funding for a state mental health facility is a historic investment.
We're committed to expanding behavioral health services to make sure every Montanan can get the care they need and live up to their full potential.
But city and county officials want more details on that historic investment, saying the state is moving too fast and not providing the community with enough information on what may be coming to town.
We have some architectures and some people looking into it, but it has not gone to this point of actual blueprints. It could be 20 beds. It could be 30 beds. We're not sure.
Senator Yakowicz is sure of the need to get these questions answered. He shared his 5-page plan of action to get the answers the governor's office is seeking.
I've met probably 15 to 20 providers in the community already, and I'd say 80% of them are all for it.
So the search continues and the clock is ticking down. In Billings, David J., MTN News.
The shooter in a mass shooting on a Catholic school campus in Minneapolis had apparently visited that church weeks ago to conduct surveillance. A parent provided this video to CBS News showing the panicked escape when the shooter began firing. 2 children were killed, 18 other people were injured. Police are still looking for a motive.
3 shotgun shells were recovered, along with approximately 116 rifle rounds.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry stood with the group Moms Demand Action today to call for a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Well, court records tied to the man accused of killing 4 people in an Anaconda bar earlier this month are sealed, a move legal experts call highly unusual. The suspect, 42-year-old Michael Paul Brown, appeared in court August 11th with bail set at $2 million, but officials won't confirm what charges he faces or why the case is not listed in public records. Former Montana justices say they've never seen a homicide case sealed in its entirety. Brown, a combat veteran, is accused of killing a bartender and 3 patrons in that August 1st shooting. It was a scary bus ride home this afternoon for some Billings students, one they won't likely forget. The bus traveling from the Yellowstone Academy blew a tire on Shiloh Road, sending it careening about 40 feet off the road and down an embankment. Unfortunately, no one was seriously hurt, but students and their parents were understandably shaken up. Charlie Kleps has more.
And this was the scene when we arrived at that crash on Thursday afternoon. As you can see, that school bus is still 40 feet off of the road after authorities say the driver lost control. leaving 4 students with minor injuries.
We were lucky
That's how many were feeling on Thursday.
that it could have been a whole lot worse.
Parents and first responders rushed to this scene after learning that a school bus carrying 4 students went off of the road and into a ditch, striking trees along the way.
But I was shocked that there wasn't a lot more injuries.
Courtney Holmquist's child was on the bus and was one of 3 students treated for minor injuries. Somehow, the bus managed to stay upright, narrowly missing the ditch. It ended up leaning against this tree.
They downplayed how severe that accident is.
Andrea Bethel also rushed to the scene to pick up her daughter. She told us she was frustrated with how she was notified and even more startled by what she saw.
I thought half of them are going to be severely injured. That's down in a ditch. That's not a couple of feet off the road.
School District 2 blames a tire blowout for the crash, but police are investigating. For now in Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
The future of Billings Rimrock Mall, the largest shopping center of its kind in Montana, may now be in question. County officials say the mall's owner, Cohen Retail Investment Group, owes nearly $600,000 in unpaid property taxes and penalties. Treasurer Hank Peters says the group has until Friday to pay, or a third party could step in and purchase the debt. If that happens, Cohen would have to pay it back with interest or risk losing that property in 3 years. The company, which bought Rimrock Mall last year for $28 million, has a history of late payments at malls in other states. So far, the company has not responded to requests for comment. We also learned today that Claire's is closing its store in Rimrock Mall, one of 300 stores it's closing in the country.
And good Thursday evening, everyone. We still have a lot of monsoonal moisture moving over Wyoming and Montana right now, and it's pretty much the same locations that we had it during our early newscast. We have some light rain showers over parts of Park County, also Sweetgrass County, some rain showers for Big Timber, a little bit drier closer to Columbus, more rain also near Harleton as well as Rygate. We've had a couple trace amounts of rain around Billings in just the last few minutes. We've had more active weather around Sheridan, but now it's starting to come to an end. Also some showers and thunderstorms earlier near Wyola, and that line of showers continues from areas around Powder River County northwestward all the way toward Petroleum County. More chances for rain and thunderstorms, but also your Labor Day weekend coming up now.
A new twist in the ongoing saga involving a controversial guest ranch and golf course on the west side of the Crazy Mountains, as the town of Columbus now says it's not selling water to Crazy Mountain Ranch. That ranch is owned by a subsidiary of the same company that owns the controversial Yellowstone Club near Big Sky. As we've reported, the city of Big Timber had agreed to sell 100,000 gallons per day to help the ranch irrigate its new 18-hole golf course. But after public outcry, that decision was reversed. The ranch then struck a deal to purchase water from the city of Boulder, more than 100 miles away. Bullock Contracting, the company hauling water to the ranch, told MTN the ranch was also purchasing water from the Four Corners Water and Sewer District near Bozeman, as well as from the city of Columbus. But the mayor of Columbus tells MTN the city never agreed to a water deal, despite being contacted by Bullock. New research is shedding light on a connection that could affect many of us. A recent study found that people with hearing loss are 32% more likely to develop dementia, highlighting the importance of early hearing checkups and intervention. Vanessa Willardson has more on why staying on top of hearing issues could help protect your brain as you age.
It affected the way that I approached people because I didn't want them to know I couldn't hear them.
For Jody Reese, hearing aids have been a game changer since the moment she put them in.
My occupation is with the public, and I'm always on the phone or I'm talking to them in person. And it makes all the difference in the world on how I present myself.
Reese says hearing is deeply personal for her. She says her mother suffered from hearing loss, which she believes contributed to her mom's eventual dementia.
It went a lot quicker because of the fact that she didn't care to hear.
Mark Lefebvre has seen hearing loss lead to dementia in clients for years.
We've always known that there's been some correlation between hearing loss and dementia, But now there's more studies that corroborate what we've been saying.
Lefebvre says lack of brain stimulation from hearing loss can weaken the brain, increasing the risk for dementia. He recommends people experiencing hearing loss seriously consider hearing aids to help slow down hearing loss progression.
Hearing aids are really the number one thing that can kind of stave off hearing loss.
Hearing aids come in multiple forms, including these ones, which are so thin, they're almost invisible once you put them on.
You can pick what works for you, and they'll make sure that they work properly.
According to Dr. Erica Bruin at Intermountain Health, ear infections and regular exposure to loud environments threaten our hearing.
You can leave those environments and still kind of hear the ringing in your ears.
Bruin says you can take steps to reduce your hearing loss every day.
People who work in jobs with loud noises, printing presses or construction jobs, it's really important to follow those occupational safety standards and wear your hearing protection. Also, if you listen with your earbuds or headphones, which has become so common now, making sure that you control for the volume.
In Billings, Vanessa Willardson, MTN News.